for acceptance. So, and also bringing back to, well, I don't really split. That sounds like kind of acceptance. I know majority of it sounds like love and you want to do it out of good free will, but it sounds like on one side of the spectrum you mentioned you don't how do you say this? You don't need people's affirmations, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're still trying to please someone else.
So here's the difference between love and between validation, right? Is that if I said, let's say today, let's say I was dating someone, right? And I said, oh my gosh, baby, I love you so much. But I have a chronic thing. Like, let's say I just love going out. I love going out with, let's say, guys. I'm going on one-on-one thing. And let's say for my partner, that is a kind of cheating for them. Or I just have a thing of healthy flirt. Like, I would flirt with someone at my work and be like, oh yeah, my work husband. I don't mean no harm, but that's just how I am.
That would be harm if you were dating someone else, technically.
Yeah, the thing is, again, the whole argument of, oh, so I have to, just to be accepted by you, I need to change how I talk or how, I am as a person. It's not that you're not doing it because, that is who I am and I'm not changing. It is because I realize, that you change yourself for me, you adjust to my lifestyle because you want me, and I adjust to your lifestyle because I want you, right? There are boundaries. So love requires respect of boundaries, where your boundary is gonna be like, hey, I have a boundary that, I need you to communicate with me. Like, even if you're not going to talk to me for 10 hours, that's cool. I'm not going to doubt you. But I need you to be like, babe, I'm going to be busy for the next 10 hours. I'm going to miss you, but I'm going to be busy and I won't be able to contact you. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to give you a call and I'm going to text you back. Right? So
while you're flirting with someone else, how would that be a maturity on your part if you know that's not right?
The thing is, that's a loophole in the argument itself, because that's what we say is a thin line.
It would be an excuse to flirt with people and be okay with it.
So there's a very thin line between accepting, again, validation and boundaries, right? So the moment we say like, why do I have to change, or why do I have to stop being me to have you in my life and to please you continuously, means I'm still earning, I'm still working hard for your love. But that's the thing. That is a boundary. That is like, you don't do that, right?
But you still flirt with other people? I mean, isn't that the difference between being single and being in a relationship? Is so you don't flirt with other people and you stay committed?
Okay, so I'll just clear this out. So the point that I'm making here, right, when I said that the child stops doing a certain thing, right, because it's like, okay, this is something my parent doesn't like, but my parent is not being like, don't do it. My parent is instead giving me love and acceptance and just sharing their side that this is not something they like, but they still love me irrespective of that.
Yeah,
right?
But being a parent, being a child, being a wife and a husband, or being a father are three completely different things.
Yes, but love still remains the same. Love will still demand you respect.
Love is an action, but the terms and agreements are completely different.
Yeah, but the base is still going to be the same, that is respecting each other's boundaries and respect as a whole, right? I wouldn't do something out of respect for you. Like, let's say, I don't even have to love you in that instance. Let's say you don't like, let's say we both are having a conversation right now, right? And my volume goes a little high. I'm like, Coco, don't you understand? And you're like, hey, Yuki, I don't actually like that you're speaking loudly to me. Could you not do that? out of respect, maybe that's just some people have a thing where they just talk loud, right? When they get more intrigued into a conversation, when they're more focused. But I would be like, okay, I'm so sorry that, I would respect your boundaries. I'm so sorry that it's just something I do, but yeah, I'll be mindful of it, that I don't do it again. So that is not me looking for your validation or acceptance, but just respecting your boundaries, if that makes sense.
Would respecting another person's boundaries by not flirting with someone else when you're in a relationship versus being too loud, like some people,
The core still remains respect.
How is that but how would you respect your other half if you can't even, how could you respect your other half and still flirt with other people, yet you need respect?
So if you respect, you wouldn't flirt. That's my point. You wouldn't. So a narcissist, right? Most likely a manipulator or a narcissist person would. Now the thing is that every terminology has loopholes. Everything has loopholes, right? If there was a narcissist in this situation, or let's say someone's a bartender, right? If you know the bartending job, you would know that it is just an environment where people are like that, right? And someone would be like, babe, come on, I'm not flirting. It's just my job. My job requires me to do this. Otherwise, I'm not going to get tips. How am I going to get the tips? My job is not paying me that much. I get minimum wages. But I can make $100, $200 just, based on talking to someone like that. Now, if that is how a manipulator would use it. Now, everything has boundaries. Everything has a certain line. There's a very thin line of differentiation, right? Where it's going overboard and where you're still sticking to your job, right? So, when we talk about respect, when we be like boundaries, right? The moment we say, it is very easy, so I'll just clear this. It's very easy to confuse validation and boundary. Because I might be, hey, let's say in my relationship, I don't like you doing this, right? And you would be like, so you want me to change who I am just so you accept me. If you love me, you would accept me for who I am and how I am, and you would work around my lifestyle. And the same argument can come forward till both of them come to a similar page and they put out, you know what, I'm going to respect, yes baby, I understand that you're working as a bartender and that is one of your job's requirements, but that doesn't mean you have to give out your number or something. That's just your job, right? So you're like, okay, there is something where you're like, hi, how are you doing? Oh, would you like another drink? Wow, how was your day? Great, see you again, buddy, see you next time, hope you have a wonderful life ahead. That it could be done like that, right? So the point.
That's not. If you are flirting with other guys, I guarantee that you don't call them buddy.
Here we are not just assuming that it's a girl. Here we are assuming an individual.
Yeah, I mean, well, if someone is flirting, you wouldn't use words like buddy, as a reference to a person that you're flirting to. That's something that you would refer a friend to. And if the respect, if he solely has to respect, or he or she solely has to respect the partner that they're with, one, wouldn't they not flirt with other people? And then two, wouldn't you not want them to be controlled at your every single will? Because that kind of sounds like manipulation.
So I get your point, but both the points are very contradictory, because one is like, I have to alter myself according to you, but at the same time,
isn't that a relationship? The whole point of a relationship is to not share. If you're single, then you could, fuck around and do all that stuff. But if you're in a relationship, why would you? Out of respect, you would not.
Yeah, so that's not my point. Yeah, Coco, that's not my point. My point is pretty simple. My point is like, there's a very thin line between asking for validation and having your boundaries, where I would be like, my boundary is communication. If you can't tell me, if you're going to be lost for the next, let's say, even if you're going to not text me for the next 4 hours or 5 hours and I have no idea what you're doing, I don't know who you're talking to, I don't know even if you're alive or you're dead, you're giving me no updates, I am left curious, right? It happens once I tell you, hey, don't do that, I was really worried about you. Or let's say I have trust issues and I'm working on it, could you please, just inform me? Great. Second time you do the same. Now you're not respecting my boundary and you're just being like, bro, I'm busy, I don't know, I can't this, I can't that. I'm gonna leave. The whole point is that you're not working your heart for my acceptation, like for me to accept you, right? Or my validation. You're not working for that. But it is a boundary that this works for me, and if this doesn't work for you, I'm totally fine with it, but I'm not the person for you. I'm not the one for you. So here is what we're saying about boundary. But if you feel you have to work hard, like it's sort of, I'm making you be like, oh, you got to change this, you got to change that, then you don't have to be with me. If you're feeling like you are working hard for my validation, you don't have to be with me, but that is my boundary. And you don't cross my boundary. And if you feel like that boundary doesn't work for you, you can go with someone who doesn't have that boundary or who's okay with adjusting with you. That is my whole point.
So,
I hope that makes sense.
Idealistically, you want someone perfect.
Okay, again, here we are not getting personal, but you made a point on accepting and validation, what we were talking. So I'm just differentiating between when it is you're looking for acceptance or validation and when it is a boundary that you don't cross, right? It is just something that you realize that, yes, I respect you, that's why I don't do it. Like, let's say if someone is a crazy alcoholic and the partner is suffering because of that, right? The partner is like, baby, please leave, stop drinking, because once you drink, you get so violent. And he's like, I've been drinking before I met you. I'm out with my buddies, I'm going to drink. But I know you're going to come home and you're going to be violent with me, right? If you're still drinking, that means you don't care about me enough.
What?
You're like, okay,
But that means you're trying to change him and his actions if you love him so much and respect him.
Okay, are you hearing yourself? So you're saying it is okay for him to get drunk. Yeah, I made the assumption that he gets drunk and he comes home and he gets violent. So she should totally adjust her life according to him getting violent.
So you should be okay with that, though, because if you flirt with other dudes at work and he doesn't want that.
Why are you still stuck with that? Coco, you're not getting my point. The flirting thing, that was an assumption. That was an assumption, okay?
I'm bringing in different ideas because you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not contradicting myself. You're not getting my point. What I said is, that's a whole different example. Here we are assuming it's a good vibe. She's not doing anything. She's staying good. She's staying loyal to him. She's adjusted her lifestyle according to his lifestyle. But now when she requests him that, can you stop drinking because you get violent with me once you're drunk, right? And he's like, no, but when I don't want to do that. That's how I've been always. So that is crossing a boundary.
Okay, so that is crossing a boundary. Let's say he doesn't want you to flirt with other dudes at work. Would you stop flirting?
Absolutely. I think that's the very core of a relationship. What I said was not a personal comment. I think you took it as a very personal comment. That's not a personal comment.
No,
that is just an assumption that if there was a person, right, who was a bartender or was flirting, just to make a clear distinction between working for someone's acceptance or validation and actually having a boundary. That was just an example for that. If that makes sense.
I see. Yeah, I don't know, because with the whole relationship, it doesn't seem like people are chasing acceptance or validation. It seems like they kind of want someone to bend to their will, and then they could feel accepted.
So a relationship is going to be a compromise both sides. You're never going to have 100%, right? Because let's say now in the bartender's case, he was flirting, right? And he was like, hey, can you stop drinking? And you're like, no, but I want to. And he was like, no, but I want to. And then you let's say now in the bartender's case, the person knows that, okay, I'm working in an environment where it's very common, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to stick to my job. My job is to serve drinks. I'm going to serve drinks, have a healthy conversation. Hey, let me get you your drinks. What would you like today? Can I suggest you something? That's it. I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to go ahead and get too personal with them. No, because I respect my partner. Other side, the partner's like, you know what? I love drinking. And with my buddies, we go out. But I know once I drink, I get violent. And I'm more likely to be violent towards my partner. So I'm not going to do that. So both of them have sacrificed something in their lives. Why? Because their love for each other is greater than the things that they do. So that's why it's like, okay, I'm going to respect you and I'm going to respect you, and we come together. Both are not perfect, both are imperfect, but both of them are mature enough.
Yeah, I see. Because, I mean, well, on one side of the coin, it sounds like you said that if you like going out Friday, or if you like going out Friday or something, and, you know, the other person has to accept who you are and love who you are for whatever you are, you know, why would he have to, or why would you have to bend his will? He would have to match yours, you know. And 10 minutes later, it sounded like it sounds like it would be a compromise between both parties, that you guys don't do it out of respect for each other, because it just sounded like a completely different answer.
So the reason I brought that one up was prior to this, we were talking about something, and I gave an example about the mother and the kid that, you know, likes drinking or smoking, and, you know, then the child stops or changes because because of the mother's love, right? So, and you, I believe, said that, you know, it sounds more like the child is looking for acceptance. The child is already accepted. Irrespective of whether you continue smoking or drinking, I'm still gonna love you. I'm still going to be there for you. But when you understand that, you know, the one party is putting up with all of your conditions, but you're not even ready to change one. You realize they are ready to put up with anything. Then out of that respect, you change yourself. It is the love that changes you, not the demand for it. So that was the whole reason that I gave
Love and
that
respect
example.
are different, though. You demand respect. You don't demand love. You know,
You don't demand respect. You don't demand respect.
Care about what 10, 20 other people are thinking of you.
Respect is not if you talk nicely to me on my face. Respect is when you're the same behind my back. That is respect. Respect is not that only in front of me you wouldn't smoke, but respect is even when I'm not around, you would not do it because I don't like it. Respect is I wouldn't flirt only because you're in front, I wouldn't flirt. Respect is even when you're not there, I would not entertain anyone else. So love and respect go hand in hand.
No, it's not. Love and respect do not go hand in hand. That is completely false.
If there's no respect, how can you, if same thing, if you take the same example, if a person is cheating, I don't respect you enough to actually be like, okay, I shouldn't cheat on you, but I'm saying like, I love you. Would you even trust me for saying I love you? You would be like, you disrespect me every time with going with someone else. So love and respect is the basis for love. If there's no respect, there is no love.
You can love someone and not respect them 100%. Love is an emotional attachment. Respect is a boundary that you set. And
you just said that love was an action a little while ago.
I mean, there are several types of love.
It's an action. It's a feeling. You know, it's an intrinsic feeling that you get. But respect has nothing to do with that. I could love you, but still cheat on you if I don't respect you. I could come home and be fucking happy.
You don't love me. You just like how I validate you and how I would never leave you. So
and if I'm not saying
that's not love.
But I'm saying, like, if you were to go home after a night out of drinking, and let's say you had sex with another woman, you know, and then you come home, but he loves your cuddles, he loves the way you cook, He loves the way you snuggle. Fucking,
So he
and that's what
actually
loves
he likes what I do for him. So that is, he likes the service. He doesn't love me. He just likes how I make him feel.
He could love how you make him feel.